We had an agreement before we parted ways and I found out she broke it. Hi everyone, welcome back to another Reddit cheating story. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you won't miss another cheating story goes live. So a bit over a month ago, me and my girlfriend had started arguing for the first time in our relationship. We'd been together about 3 months, and we just couldn't understand each other and each argument never got solved. We just dropped them after a while. Some backstory: she had recently started working for the summer and there was this guy at her workplace that liked her. She let him know that she had a boyfriend and that should have been it. Turns out they got along well, became friends and started hanging out. At the time I didn't say anything about it since she had some pretty major trust issues and I wanted to show her that I trust her to be just friends with him, hoping that she would put some trust in me too. Then just before the fighting started, a random girl added me on Insta and started talking really friendly with me. I of course told my girlfriend about it and assured her that I'd let this girl know I had a girlfriend and wasn't interested in flirting, which is exactly what I told this random girl. She was very understanding about it, but she seemed nice, and since I already had a lot of friends who were girls I figured that we could be friends too. So I asked my girlfriend if that was alright and she said yeah because she trusts me. Turns out, she doesn't. Later that night she goes absolutely mad at me out of nowhere and just starts screaming about how I don't care about her and how I'm looking for side bitches and whatever. I, of course, defend myself and tell her how and why that's totally not true, and eventually she calms down, then basically forces me to apologize for defending myself from her mad accusations. Since that was apparently a huge deal. Anyways, I tell this other girl about my girlfriend's rampage since I like to keep my friends informed and she's really nice and understanding about it. Still just regular friendly conversation and we keep talking like that. Meanwhile my girlfriend keeps hanging out with her friend from work that wants her, even hanging out at his place after work sometimes and going to the beach with him, after telling me about it first. This is around when she promises nothing will ever happen between them and if he tries anything flirty she'd shut him down and walk away. Along with a bunch of other promises about never being anything more than friends with him and how much she loves me. Fast forward a couple of days and we keep having fights. She doesn't trust me and she's mad that I'm talking to this other girl even though I've never even met her or seen her face. I wouldn't mind it as much if she just told me she was uncomfortable because she's got trust issues, which she told me many times. But she just blamed her reactions on me instead of being nice and accepting her issues. Normally I'd just block the other girl and accept that my girlfriend has trust issues and I can't have a friend like that while she doesn't trust me, but not this time. Since what she was doing with her work friend was a lot weirder than me talking to a girl in a friendly way, I felt it was unfair of her to be mad at me while she keeps hanging out with him. So I kept small talking to her. The fighting continues on and off randomly for about a week and a couple of days total. By the end of it I've had enough and I decide I'll break up if we can't fix it all on our next date. Which the other girl also encouraged. Sort of like a last attempt. But just a few days before this date, in the morning while I'm tired and sad, this other girl talks to me. I explain that I'm feeling really down about my girlfriend, so to cheer me up she sends me a few memes. The thing is, among these memes she also accidentally sent a picture of her breasts. So I told her thanks, but that she must have accidentally sent something she didn't mean to. She apologized and I told her it's okay, that kinda stuff can happen sometimes. But me wanting to be nice, she was kinda insecure, also said that they looked nice. Of course that was a big mistake on my part and I see it as a moment of weakness. She says thanks and asks if I want more since I liked the first one. I tell her that even though the others would probably be nice too, I don't want to cheat on my girlfriend. Even though I've already planned on breaking up with her. If she still wants she could maybe send something when I've broken up with my girlfriend. She's understanding and her flirting stops there. Now normally I'd tell my girlfriend about this, but since she'd been so crazy the past week I felt it pointless since it'd just start more arguing. About an hour later my girlfriend texted me screenshots of her talking to this other girl. She told my girlfriend that I was cheating and sent screenshots only showing me calling her breasts nice and in a small segment where I said she can maybe send again if I'm not with my girlfriend. Naturally, my girlfriend is furious and starts yelling at me. I just kinda give up and tell her it's not as bad as it seems since it's basically already over as soon as she says the texts. After a really heated back and forth and a few apologies from me we kinda break up. Then we start talking about our problems for real and for the first time she kinda understands my side and we're actually being productive. That really messes with my head since us not understanding each other or being productive in our conversations was my big reason for wanting to break up in the first place. Now she wants to talk it out and I tell her that I feel really confused and need time to think. So we agree to take a 4-day break from each other just to think about how it feels. We agree that it's a thinking break and not a fucking break, and I ask her if she's gonna see her friend from work during the break and she says no. Fast forward to after the break, she's been posting to her private story about how she can't find loyal guys and how men are garbage and girls need to find someone who they deserve and other stuff directed at me like how fast she is getting over me and whatever. When we start talking again, I ask if she's slept with anyone. She says no, that would have been really wrong and immature. I agree with her and tell her I haven't slept with anyone either. Then we start talking about us and I say that I've felt surprisingly okay being alone and I can't take all the fighting even if it was great when we weren't fighting. She kinda gets mad that I don't even want to talk about it even though we've never been able to talk it out before, so we end it for real there. Just a day or two later she asks me to meet up face to face in town because she's still confused about some stuff. I'll skip the details, but I basically explain my side and she listens while apologizing for how toxic she had been towards me before the break. We talk like that for hours and there are many tears, mostly from me. By the end of the day I hugged her again, and since we solved all our fighting we got back together in a beautiful way. A couple of days later she tells me she's going to the guy friend's house to reject him, and I ask jokingly if he didn't stop flirting during the break. She casually tells me how she took his virginity during our break, so now it's awkward between them. When I start asking questions about it, she doesn't even apologize. She just tells me how it didn't even feel good and she was thinking of me and she felt bad at the time because of our break and blah blah blah. Everything but an apology. It's now about a month later and we're still together. We've since had a proper talk where she said she knows it was wrong and she apologized for hurting me. Even though she was still making lots of excuses and talking like she was almost as much of a victim as me. I've decided to drop it for now and try to ignore it and forgive her. The thing is, she always considered what I did cheating but not what she did, even though she said that they were equally bad. I kinda made her choose if either no one was cheating or both of us cheated. She decided that we had both been unfaithful but not cheating. I'm pretty sure she still thinks I cheated and she didn't. So what does Reddit think? Did she cheat on me? Here are some of the best comments from our community. Let me get this straight, she had a lot of ex that cheated on her, causing her to have trust issues, but she then goes to sleep with another guy even though you both agreed that the break was more of a let's get our heads straight rather than let's see other people and see if the relationship is worth saving break. And all you did was talk to another lady on Instagram? I'm sorry to tell you bro, but she did cheat on you, and from reading your story, it seems that she is toxic as well. You seriously need to think if you can spend the rest of your life with someone who is going to always accuse you of cheating then goes behind your back and actually cheats. Not only that, it seems like she is trying to make herself less guilty. What you did compared to her is like a small drop in the ocean. You were honest and upfront when the girl started texting you. She told you nothing would happen with that guy only to climb into bed with him. I will tell you to get out of this relationship before your mental health goes down the drain. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for any future cheating stories.